Hello, everyone. It is Felicia Bender, the practical numerologist. Today we are talking about the middle name. In this video, we will go over the middle name and what it basically brings to you in terms of your understanding of yourself through numerology. All right. So we're going to always start with the full name as it appears on your birth certificate. In this case, we're looking at your full first name. All right. The full first name on your birth certificate. We are also, as a reminder, using Pythagorean numerology. There are other kinds of numerology. This is what you are learning about today, comes from Pythagoras. All right. So this is the chart. This is how we are going to translate your name into numbers. So once again, if you've been watching any of these videos, this is not a new chart for you. Write it down, take a screenshot, look in the description box. There'll be some description there. There'll be a reminder of this chart as well. So 1 through 9, and then we go back just like that old typewriter and then back again. So this is how we are going to decode your name. So that is going to be how that is going to operate. Okay, we're going to come back to that in just a second. And yet, what about the middle name? What does it bring to you? So the middle name indicates the focus primarily of your emotional life. It is what you are attracted to in your life, right? Your basic kind of default how you operate in terms of what attracts you. You know how some people really love, I don't know, like more edgy, darker things, whether it's decor, clothing, people, something like that. And some people like light and bright. Some people like bright neon colors, that sort of thing. I'm just using, I don't know, some random silly example that's coming to my mind. But what are you attracted to? And it's all very fascinating, at least to me, how different we all are, and then how similar in certain ways when we come to understand it, which to me is what numerology really serves a beautiful function about how to understand these aspects of ourselves, right? And then how to validate them and make the most of them. So if we look also at the middle name, the propensity for marriage, for relationship is lodged here in the middle name. This could be revealed by the energy around your middle name. And then it also lastly suggests likes and dislikes overall. So this is what the middle name, which is a bit different. There's a video on the first name, and there is one also on the last name. So for the middle name, let's look and see here. So we've got, if we look at the middle name Alexandra, this is how the math would lay out. I'm not going to go over it all. You can see it visually here. I will say, as a little bit of a dig deeper tool here, I always like to look at the double digit number before you reduce to a one digit number. So in this case, the 35, you would also take, again, if it's you and you really want a little bit more depth and breadth. Yes, it is an 8, and yet the 8 has the flavor of the 3 and the 5, which is the 3 is about joy and optimism and expression and creativity. The 5 is about adventurousness and fearlessness, and they have a very similar energetic imprint that would be a part that would really be the seed of your number 8. All right. As opposed to like the 17, the 1 and the 7 is more about leadership and creativity, and the 7 is the analyst, the kind of seeker, kind of more of the introvert. So it would have a very different resonance than the 35, for instance. So that's just a little sidebar there, a little bonus if you want to dig even deeper. And yet the 8 overall, if your middle name is Alexandra, you have a desire here for the 8, which is power, which is influence, which is making your mark, which is the authority, the money, all that goes with that. We'll talk about that a little bit more momentarily. Let's give you one more example. If your middle name is Gordon, again, here is the math. This is a 37. 3 and 7 is 10. This is where sometimes people get a little stuck numerologically. They're like, well, I'm a 10. Well, you need to keep reducing. So even if you reduce twice or 3 times, you are always reducing to that one digit. So this is a 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. So if your middle name is Gordon, you have a 1 energy. So let's look and see how this might play out. Here is a reminder here in this infographic of the letter values. All right. Again, write those down, take a screenshot, whatever you need, put it in your notepad. If you're kind of old school like me, there's nothing that replaces pen and paper in my book. And yet the meaning here, just as a reminder, it indicates the focus of your emotional life, including what you're attracted to and the propensity for relationship or for marriage. This also reflects likes and dislikes. Here is a little 2 words, right? 2 themes that can encompass each of the numbers. Take a look at those there. And yet, of course, that is just the scratch the surface, giving you an indicator. You would really need to go look more deeply into each of the numbers 1 through 9. And then, of course, those master numbers, the double digits, 11, 22, 33. I do have a bigger book, The Ultimate Guide to Practical Numerology, and then also Master Numbers 11, 22, 33, if you would like to reference that a bit more deeply. So those books would take you into it. But for our purposes, we're just going to give you a brushstroke, a little bit of an idea of what the numbers bring with them. So then if we just close here with how to interpret this. How do we interpret what this means for us, right? So if your middle name were Alexandra, you have that 8 vibe. So in a nutshell, if your middle name is Alexandra, you would value status in a relationship. She would want a partner who is business oriented. She's attracted to making it in the world, either solo or by partnering with someone who's focused on getting ahead, right? Same sorts of values. She's driven and she likes the finer things in life. And emotionally, she really looks at the bottom line, right? It's kind of like all business. And yet what I also want to say is that each of us can struggle with the opposite of that, right? Because you can say, oh, my middle name's Alexandra, and that doesn't describe me at all. Well, often that's our point of struggle, or I would say it even more than that. It is our point of growth and our point of mastery and our point of learning. All right. So the 8 would have that kind of resonance in this context. And I'm kind of loving that you can hear the lawnmower in the background. So just to prove to you that this isn't an AI video, okay? So it's the real deal. You get all the distracting noises and the strange brain blips from me. So there's something kind of lovely about that in our world of AI. So enjoy it while you can. Anyway, all right, we're going back. We're going back to Gordon. If your middle name is Gordon and it's that number 1, what does the number 1 bring to you? I would say if your middle name is Gordon, you would value independence in relationship. You want your own independence, right? You want a partner, he or you, if your name is Gordon, or if you know someone named Gordon, who is his cheerleader and admirer. He's attracted to situations where he doesn't follow the crowd. He's driven by creative and innovative ideas. Emotionally, he wants to be in charge and he wants to be the one on top. And of course, again, we can struggle with the opposite. So we could struggle with the opposite of that. A person with a 1 of their as a middle name, they could struggle with codependencies much more so. They could struggle with low self-esteem, stuff like that. again, look at the optimal, and then you can really do the point counterpoint. All right, so that is the overview of how to view your middle name. Again, take a look at the videos on the first name and on the last name, and then the segment on the destiny or expression number, which is all three names, and see what it brings to you, what kind of information that the wisdom of numerology can offer you.